Get over here!
3 times I pleaded with the Lord to take it away from me. But he said to me, "My grace is sufficient for you, for my power is made perfect in weakness. Therefore I will boast all the more gladly about my weaknesses, so that Christ's power may rest on me. That is why, for Christ's sake, I delight in weaknesses, in insults, in hardships, in persecutions, in difficulties. For when I am weak, then I am strong." We just started this Let's Play, and it's already been a big gap between episodes, hasn't it? How's it going, everybody? Welcome to Episode 2 of Let's Play Blasphemous 2. I'm the Green Scorpion, and yeah, so it's been quite a long time, actually. The last episode was last year, who'd have guessed? So, couple of reasons for this while I go ahead and get started in exploring where I haven't gone yet. So, a lot's been going on these past couple of weeks for several reasons. Okay, I gotta remember how to do this. Right. So glad I can see health bars now. So, while I am trying... Ooh, Jesus. Okay, hang on a sec. There we go. That's what I gotta do. Boom, baby. So, bad start, but, you know, that's what happens when you go away from this game for a little while. The reason being is because, for those of... Some of you might already be aware of this, but I got COVID last month! Yay! Second time, as a matter of fact, and that kind of put me out of commission, like, doing, like, voice work and, like, video work for a while, at least in terms of, like, Let's Plays and stuff. Because you're gonna be hearing me clearing out my throat quite a bit today, because that is a thing. Before we move on, however.
Penitente de misericordes pasos, mi máscara de oro llora al teneros delante. Os halláis en el jardín de los altos coros. Soy uno más de los santos hermanos de rostro dorado, nacidos del milagro. Oh incansable tiempo, que viajáis sin demora y borráis el pasado, evocando inciertos futuros. Hacednos recordar cuando el milagro nos impuso su oscuro castigo, que nos impide elevarnos y viajar con los soplos del viento. Penitente, liberad a mis hermanos que, por designios de un milagro que parece sernos ya ajeno, se encuentran apresados y repartidos por estas tierras, bajo la mirada del gran corazón surgido en el cielo. Solo ellos os permitirán subir a lo más alto. Ayudadnos liberando a más hermanos, y así os mostraremos lo que la torre guarda en lo más alto.
Okay, so this is the purpose of the children that you free. I forget what they're called. But, yeah. Cool. I'm going to assume there's going to be, like, rewards as we go on up there, but we can worry about that later. So, yeah. Okay, that's actually kind of cool. So, we know where to go in terms of the, children. I'm going to go ahead and put a marker here. Actually, this is a good marker for that. Yeah. So... continuing what I was saying earlier, right? A lot's been going on these past few months, and that's also actually privy to what I wanted to talk about today. Because as many are well painfully aware, things have been quite shit lately. And I'm going to get into kind of like what I wanted to talk about today, and also hence the verse that I presented at the start from Second Corinthians, right? So it is no secret that there's been a crap ton going on that's less than ideal, to say the least. And for me personally, getting COVID again and, like, you know, basically being out of commission for a week, and then, like, I'm still dealing with the aftermath of it. Like, I still feel like, I still feel like there's, like, a little bit of, like, I still feel like, my throat's not, like, the greatest, in regards to that, so I'm still dealing with that crap. And just in general, like, things have been feeling, like, iffy a lot lately, and for several reasons, and I kind of want to get into that because I've had a lot of people like asking me, hey, Oscar, Green Scorpion, like, how do you feel about like this? How do you feel about that? I'm just gonna say there's a lot going on, and I'm going to kind of try and address it today while also presenting a bit of a message about just general hopefulness and perseverance in the face of adversity. Because if there's one thing that's clear right now is that there's a lot of adversity going around. So yeah, in case anyone's wondering, yeah, I'm perfectly fine, now, with, like, after the whole COVID debacle. Like, again, I'm still dealing with that with my throat, but I didn't lose my sense of taste or anything like that. I didn't lose, like, I'm not, like, suffering any, like, crazy, like, aftermath, about it or anything like that, so I'm doing good now. Maybe a little more tired than usual, but, like, that comes with the territory. Plus, I think I'm tired for several reasons, if I'm being honest. Sorry, there's a lot of enemies right now. I gotta say, this game has a really nice heft to it. Is it as hefty as, the last game? Still, okay, how do we do this again? Oh, hello. Oh. Spikes are not insta-death anymore. Well, that's nice. It's actually really nice, honestly. And I gotta be careful. Okay, that's actually a really nice design choice. If I can be perfectly blunt, like that's actually really, really cool. So no longer do we need to deal with that nonsense. And oh, that's right. How do I do this? That's right, the R button. But I think I need another ability in order to get that chest. So we can go ahead and I keep pressing the wrong button. Let's put a chest marker there. Yeah, I'm trying to do a little bit better job just... Oh, Jesus! Ah! Well, that happened. Yeah, I'm trying to do a better job of just, like, keeping everything marked. So... That's gonna be a thing. Ooh, these guys again. Come on, big guy. Man, this game has such heft, it's great. But as I was saying, correct. I'm gonna try and focus on, like, talking about what I want to talk about, because, honestly, there's a lot to talk about. So, going back to the verse, right? So from 2 Corinthians, talking about how in weakness we gain our greatest strength. And this can mean a lot of things for a lot of people. I'm just gonna say that right now. And, to some, it might not seem, like, all too, enthusiastic of a verse, because, like, oh, like, I have to be weak to be strong? How does that make sense? Well, obviously, like, that's kind of, like, playing into the idea of, like, you know, when you are weak, when you're dealing with adversity, when you're dealing with, like, despair, is when you realize that you need God the most. And, like, I'm going to say right now, that is in context of the Bible and whether you believe in God or Christianity or what have you, right? So, the idea is that, oh, jeez. What do we have here? Yo, this music is beautiful. Cool. Alright, I see you, game. But as I was saying, right? The idea is that, like, when you're at your most vulnerable is when you realize how much you need God the most. And that's when his power, his mercy, his grace, becomes its most potent and its most obvious. However, to anyone who is not necessarily Christian and doesn't really follow the doctrine, you can still get something from this. Specifically the idea that, basically the idea of finding strength in adversity. Like, yeah, you may not believe in God, but that doesn't mean you can't necessarily find, like, strength in desperation, you know? Like, oh, Jesus. Damn. Yeah, I didn't have any, I didn't have any flasks, so that was my bad. But I can... Oh! Upon dying, a guilt fragment remains anchored to the world. The level of guilt rises, reducing the gain of fervor and your defense, but increasing tears of atonement and martyrdom points gained. Collect guilt fragments to partially recover or find someone who can ease your burden. Ah, okay, so it kind of, it functions a little bit differently this time. That's good to know. You are in a very inconvenient spot, sir. There we go. So as I was saying, I'm gonna be saying that a lot, I feel. So yeah, like, you may not, like, find strength in God, when faced with, like, weakness or difficulties or burdens or what have you, right? But again, there is something to be said about finding strength in adversity. And I feel like that's something that, we should heavily apply nowadays because, again, there is a lot going on that's, quite frankly, rather depressing. And I want to tackle that in a moment. Oh, I almost made it, dang. Oh, okay. Oh, jeez. Ow. I am not doing well at all. Oh, hey, martyrdom points. Cool. Yeah, I gotta remember, this game is still pretty hard. Especially this early in the game. Okay, frame rate, please. Work with me here. Okay, I don't want to die before I get my fragment back. Oh, man, am I out of, like, these things already? Well, this is gonna suck. Okay, I gotta remember I have prayers. How do I activate those? Oh, jeez. Still, let's see if I can get... Let's see if I can at least get my fragment back. Okay, I think I can just move past you. Good. Speaking of strength and adversity, like, the adversity of, like, trying not to die in this game, that's the true adversity right there. Okay, should be over here somewhere. Woo! Yeah, dealing with those hands is gonna be difficult because, like, that's... Oh, right before a freaking pred due, too. Come on, man. But at least I got it. So yes, the idea of today is just strength in adversity, practicing caution, but also practicing a sense of, like, I guess you could say determination when your back is against the wall. And I feel like a lot of people, like, have been feeling that lately, you know? Like, I'm just gonna say right now, things kind of suck right now, and for many reasons. I guess I'll go ahead and get into them, like, a little bit one by one. Specifically because, like, I do want to, like, kind of, like, put my feelings about certain topics forward, while at the same time, like, giving a little bit of context and, why I myself have been able to deal with it to a certain degree, right? Hello. Okay, well, that's something I'll have to keep in mind for later. Oh, like, something tells me I'm gonna get, like, whatever ability for it now. Hey! The flail! New weapon gained. Veredicto. The verdict. Veredicto is the most powerful weapon in your arsenal. Its long reach, wide arc, and devastating strength increase the chance of stunning your enemies. In addition, its attacks will generate additional fervor with each strike and can be empowered by the flame of the sacred incense. Thunder of Mercy. Hold down X. Embers of Faith. Right bumper. Your arsenal has increased. Tap LB to change left bumper to change weapon. You can rearrange their order of appearance in the inventory. Cool! Is there anything over here? No, there is not. Okay, so yeah, I remember using this thing a little bit earlier. And I can already tell I'm going to, like, be doing, like, a lot of jump attacks because, you can tell this thing doesn't have a lot of, like, mobility. Oh, geez, did I just kill someone? Ah, okay. Look at that. Sweet. So, strength in adversity. Finding strength in God, if you are so inclined to believe in God, but also finding strength within yourself and whatever faith you may have, actually. Because again, yep, I figured that was going to be the... Oh, cool. Oh, that is sick. All right, I see you, game. So yeah, the first topic I kind of want to talk about right now is, again, having just gone through COVID, kind of sucked. The month of January and February have been very stressful for many reasons, and that was one of them. I actually lost a couple of vacation days at work at first, but thankfully my doctor was able to rectify that with a good old doctor's note. Thank you. But that was like the most minor thing. And again, that's a more personal one. Something a little more, noteworthy, at least for me personally, is... Ah, I see. Or not even personally. Something more noteworthy in general. I'm pretty sure some people might be wondering about my opinions of what's going on in Israel and Palestine and with the Palestinians and Hamas. I'm just gonna say right now, I hate it. Especially as someone who has to look at that crap every day. So, those of you who know, I work for the news, and as a result of working for the news, I have to look at that crap every single day I go to work. And it's not fun. It really is not. And it's kind of like... It's not, I wouldn't say it's dangerous to have an opinion on that whole spiel, because, the long and short of it is, you know... This is a classic scenario, at least to me personally, where war is hell, you know? And it's very, very clear what's going on with that right now, to the point where, you know, whatever side you're on, and, like, I'm not one to really, like, take sides in regards to that, because, again, that's a rabbit hole I do not want to go down. In regards to just, like, the whole spiel in general, my stance on what's going on down there is... I feel for the people down there, the citizens, the innocents, the people who are going through all that crap right now, the people who never asked for this. This is a, like, I'm not going to pretend that I understand the whole spiel with what's going on between the Palestinians and the Israelites, because that's a, like, that is a situation that's been going down, like, for, like, throughout history. And I'm not going to sit here and pretend like I understand everything that's going on down there. I don't. And quite frankly, I'm not even sure I'm qualified to even do so. Okay, I see what's going on here. That being said, what I can say is that I definitely would like to see an end to it. Like, I definitely want to see an end to the bloodshed, an end to the violence, an end to, like, just the stupidity of it all. If you guys remember when I did top 10 villains and I was talking about Ocelot in top 10 villains, right? One of the things that I mentioned is that Metal Gear has a thing where, like, they have the whole stance of, like, you know, war is crazy and it's kind of stupid. And yeah, I still stand by that notion. War is stupid. War is terrible. War is meaningless. It's been a thing that's defined humanity for centuries, and I'm going to be the first to admit that a lot of it is caused by religious rhetoric. Like, say what you will, like, any Christians out there, say what you will about the Bible and everything. The Bible was the cause of many wars throughout history, probably the most, if I'm being honest with you. And that's something that we do have to recognize, you know? Because, like, yeah, we don't want to admit that the thing that we, like, you know, read, that, like, coincides with the doctrine of our faith has caused a lot of wars. Dudes, like, people will kill for less. And that's saying something. And that is unfortunately the truth of the matter. Okay, so that is a, waypoint. Actually, I might take the can I take the opportunity to heal up over here? Now that I think about it? Oh. Where am I, actually, now that I think about it? Oh. Oh. Okay, so find sisters. I guess I will look into this later. So yeah, at the end of the day, in regards to that topic, all I can really say about it is that I pray to God that things get resolved down there as soon as possible, that the suffering stops, that the violence stops, and I hope that the people down there, like, will eventually be able to get the help that they need, and that, you know, things can get resolved quickly. And that is also one of the more unfortunate things, at least to me personally, right? Is it's difficult to talk about that without feeling some sort of existential depression, because I can say all the things that I want about, feeling for the people down there, or, like, you know, showing them my sympathies and me saying that I pray for them. That only does so much, you know? And it's easy to feel like none of that is significant enough. And, of course, obviously, there are, like, methods to help. There are donations that you can make. You can, like, contribute to assist in the relief efforts of what's going on down over there in those countries right now. The thing is, though, like, even if you do, because, like, I've done it. Like, I'm just gonna say right now, I've done what I can in regards to, like, trying to help the people down there, by contributing what I can in regards to, like, monetary value to, you know, support the people down in those countries. The unfortunate truth of the matter, however, is that it's almost never gonna feel like it's enough. Because, like, you know, okay, you put your money in there, and what then? Like, you just kind of, like, play the waiting game? You basically just go with, like, a hope and a prayer that things will work out. It's difficult. Like, it's difficult to really see the hope in such a hopeless situation. Like, absolutely it does. But that's also the reason why, like, you kind of have to practice that idea of, like, yeah, things suck right now, but you just gotta, like, you know, trust that things will work out. And at the very least, you can say, from a personal standpoint, if you've done what you can in regards to, like, you know, showing help, showing care, showing that you love and, like, support, like, the right thing to do in those situations, you can at least, like, you know, go there with your head held high, or like walk with your head held high and say, yeah, like, it's not much, but I did what I could. And that's really sometimes sometimes, like, the only thing you really can do. It's a classic saying that I mentioned in previous Blasphemous episodes, in the first game, as a matter of fact, is, yeah, like, it sucks that, like, we can't necessarily, like, you know, do more, but it's a classic, it's a classic, adage of, you know, God, give me the strength to change the things that I can, the wisdom to accept the things that I can't change, and, okay. The strength to change the things that I can, the patience to accept the things I can't, and the wisdom to know the difference. And a lot of that does apply now, because there's a lot of things that we can't really do much about right now. But we have to do, what was it, the Boondocks, I think? Had that one scene where it's like, when it feels like you can't do anything, when everything seems hopeless and it feels like you can't do anything, what do you do then? And he goes in with, you do what you can. And yeah, that's the truth of it. You do what you can. So, at the end of the day, my hopes and prayers go out to the people, to the Palestinians and the Israelites who are suffering, and any of them who didn't ask for any of this. I hope things get resolved. We keep doing what we can, but, you know, that sometimes that's all we can really do. So that is one thing that's been going on. The other thing is a little more close to home. And I do feel like I'm opening a bit of a rabbit hole, with, this next topic, but it is something that does mean, something to me personally. And it's regarding the... I'm gonna quote Faffel's minion here in regards to this. The whole Dark Angel, or the whole Fallen Angel, aspect of what's been going on with content creators lately. Certain ones. And again, that's not to say that, like, you should, feel like all content creators are gonna fall into this trap. They won't. Like, I'm just gonna say that right now. That's not gonna be the case. But at the same time, I can understand why people are feeling a sort of, like, existential, like, dread, when it comes to that. And I am, of course, talking about what's been going on, or what happened a while ago with Gerard, with the completionist in regards to, like, you know, that scandal with, the donation money. Like, that sucked. And yeah, like, I'm going to say right now, I really like the completionist. Like, I think his work is great. He did a lot of good for the community, like, before this whole spiel, like, started. And yeah, it sucks. Like, I really did not want to think that, you know, someone like Gerard was capable of this. Do I know all the details? Do I know, like, everything about, like, what happened there? No. I'm not going to pretend like I understand, like, I understand everything that went on during that spiel, because, like, it's a lot of legal jargon that I couldn't even tell you. Oh, wait, like, I'm an idiot. I need to activate this. Okay, here we go. Like, I'm not going to pretend I understand anything that's been going on there, because I don't. That being said... Oh, Jesus Christ, that freaking... Anyway, thankfully, Predu, right here. That being said, again, the writing was kind of on the wall there, in regards to what happened with Gerard, and it's just, like, eventually you have to accept that, like, yeah, shady shit happened during all that whole spiel, and it sucks, but at the time, it was like, okay, yeah, this sucks, it sucks that this happened, but, like, you know, life goes on, we keep going, and that's just how it has to be, right? And then... more recently, we got the whole, thing with Chugga Conroy. And cards on the table, guys, I was a huge fan of Chugga Conroy. And in a way, I still am. I love his work. I loved his Let's Plays. I love the work that he did with the Runaway guys, with Proton John, Nintendo Capri Sun. I think they did amazing stuff. And... I grew up with that. I was very, very inspired by Chugga Conroy. And in a way, I still am. Those of you who watched ComicFoil's channel, the way I describe the Pokemon and, like, the movesets that they have in, like, our Pokemon Brilliant Diamond Nuzlocke, the way I do that and the way I present that was very, very reminiscent of the way Chugga Conroy did it in his Let's Plays. You know, just... describing the moves, describing the items, describing, like, you know, the trainers using them and everything. Like, I am not going to deny that Chugga Conroy, inspired a lot of how I do things on YouTube. Like, no doubt about that. That being said, I'm also not going to sit here and, pretend like what happened isn't something that I cannot necessarily condone. Because what happened in regards to Chugga Conroy involving the, you know, questionable activity that was going on is something that absolutely cannot be condoned, even by someone who, like, absolutely adored the man. I'm going to sit here and just say that, you know what, I think Emil's done. Like, after that whole, like, you can't really recover from that. Like, more power to him. Like, as far as I'm concerned, like, he is getting the help he needs, and according to, like, what we heard from Tim, Nintendo Capri Sun, like, he is making a genuine effort, and I certainly hope he does. At the same time, though, I'm trying to figure out where I'm supposed to go. I think I know. At the same time, though, like, I'm not going to, like, necessarily sit here and pretend like it didn't happen, because it definitely did happen, and that's something that we need to accept. And yeah, it sucks that it happened, but it is something that we need to acknowledge, learn from, and hope that, you know, things change for the better eventually. Sorry, I'm still trying to figure out where I'm supposed to go here. Okay. So, my stance on that situation is I'm not going to be supporting Emil anymore. As much as it, like, you know, hurts knowing that, like, this happened, the writing is on the wall. Like, it was, like, things have been confirmed, like, not just by parties involved, but also by Mechassault and Ant Dude. Oh, I see. Okay, no, that's not how you do it. Huh. Okay. So, where else can I go? Probably down there. But yeah, and then to follow up on the whole thing with Chugga Conroy, is what happened most recently with Jello Apocalypse. And as far as I am concerned, I don't know the full details of, like, what exactly is going on there. As far as I'm concerned, though, it's like some like non-disclosure agreement nonsense, and, like, apparently things got divulged that they shouldn't have, like, and Jello Apocalypse kind of, like, didn't handle the situation in the way that he should have. Again, I'm not entirely sure of the details. I didn't really look into it, but that's also because I was just kind of done with the whole, drama that's been going on with, like, YouTube content creators. And I'm going to say right now, yeah, it sucks, like, seeing all this going on in such a short span of time, especially as a content creator, because I'm gonna be honest with you guys, like, I was questioning myself these past couple of months. Is like, oh geez, like all this is happening, and, like, it fills you with anxiety. Like, I'm not saying that, like, I am necessarily going to, like, fall into that. Heaven forbid I ever do. And that, like, if it ever comes to that, again, heaven forbid, I know that I have friends and family who will knock some sense into me if needed. And I also acknowledge that, you know, I feel like I also can rely on my faith to keep me on the level. And that's also part of it, is, like, you know, finding like, you know, finding the strength in your own faith. Whether you believe in God, whether you believe in another, like, whatever you believe in, obviously, like, there is something to finding the strength in like that, specifically to make sure that you're on the level, that you stay on the level and you continue being a good person. I'm gonna continue in a moment.
Aquí cruzan nuestras voluntades de nuevo, penitente sin nombre. Hace mucho que mi vida no es sino una constante disputa por cumplir una promesa tan antigua como estos suelos. ¿Sería vuestro deseo conocerla? Cuando aún era una niña, pude escapar del horror de la deformidad engendrada por el milagro. Un milagro que eligió el reflejo limpio de las aguas inmóviles de un lago para revelarnos la verdad que nos reservaba a cada uno de los que nos mirábamos en él. La vieja campana, que años hacía que había caído al fondo de aquel lago, comenzó a sonar, encrespando las aguas al ritmo de su sobrecogedor tañido. Nuestros rostros reflejados comenzaron a deformarse ante nuestras aterrorizadas miradas. Y el milagro acabó por plasmar aquella obra, aquel horror desfigurado sobre las aguas, como si se tratara de un fresco, haciendo desaparecer todo lo que en ellas se había reflejado. Mientras huía, torné mi mirada hacia el lago y pude ser testigo desde la lejanía de aquel horrible acontecimiento. Penitente, ¿no lo oís? Nos encontramos cerca de una de las formas malogradas del milagro, que ansía vuestro encuentro. ¿Deseáis que me una a vos en vuestro siguiente enfrentamiento?
Okay. So, I'm going to assume this functions similarly to the lady from the first game. So to kind of stay on the same page, I'm going to say no. I'm going to fight alone.
Entonces proseguiré con mi búsqueda. Hasta nuestro siguiente encuentro, penitente.
Okay, interesting. So, I think we got a boss fight coming up. So, I'm going to go ahead and hold on to my point until after the fight. Just keep it in mind. We're talking about the grievances that's been going on with the content creation realm lately. Which, again, it's isolated. I'm just going to say that right now. Like, 3 bad eggs, and there's a lot of people in the content creation realm, guys, that I'm just going to say right now, plenty of them are amazing people. And I should know. I am friends with some of them. And again, granted, like, there's always that uncertainty, but that's also just the risk you take when you trust, you know? And I trust myself in being able to handle this boss fight. Here we go.
Agitadas nubes de polvo anuncian vuestra llegada. Polvo en el aire, fruto del desgaste de los muros, de las estatuas y de nuestros propios huesos. Tantos pecados escucharon estas piedras que no pudo sino sucumbir, estremecida ante sus culpables ecos. Ecos que no soportaron el recogimiento que les impuse y que escaparon de mí, reptando por estos muros, erosionándolos hasta que sus relucientes cenizas nos sepultaron a todos. Penitente, ahora revelaréis vuestros pecados, aquellos que vuestras lágrimas no podrán expiar.
Ooh. Oof. The great preceptor Radames. Aha, okay. Oh geez, okay. Oof. Good. Oh, jeez. I didn't do that in time. Ah. Okay. Good. Careful. Okay, pattern's pretty easy so far. Good. Shit. Okay. Ooh! Okay. Good. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh, jeez. Oh! Haha. Okay. Okay. Good boss fight. Okay. I was doing good up until that last bit when things started getting unfamiliar. But I should be able to handle this. Okay, I can just jump over these. Cool. Okay, I can't go under him. Oh, jeez. Oh, no! I got trapped inside his body. Darn it. Okay, that's fine. Nice. Ay, crap baskets. Okay. I should have jumped. Yes! Oh, no. Careful. Almost there. Yes, okay. I got caught in the... freaking attack animation. Darn it! Yeah, I'm really liking the designs of these bosses so far, because, again, if I mess up, it is my fault for not executing it properly. There we go. Okay, you're gonna swing back? Yep. Good. Okay, get the fire. Good, yes. And you're gonna turn swing? Yes! Ah, dang it. I was doing so well. I was about to think, like, am I gonna do this guy damageless? Nah, I'm not that good. Okay, take a flask. Yeah, on top of, like, everything else, this guy just does a lot of damage. Okay, so you're gonna do glass scythe? Glass scythe. There we go. Good. Ah, jeez. Might as well take a flask. Oh, nuts. That was not a good time to do that. Yeah, baby! Woo! Blood and dust. Okay, not bad at all. That was awesome. Oh, what do we have now? Dreams of Incense. Oh.
Sé testigos de este velatorio antes de mi travesía final. Yo, Radames, dediqué toda mi larga vida a escuchar las confesiones de tantos y tantos afligidos. Incluso después de fallecidos, podía seguir oyendo el eco de sus dolientes voces, suplicándome volver a ser escuchados. Mas el dolor de tantos nunca logró arrancar lágrimas en mis ojos. Uno de esos ecos, de esas incesantes voces, fue la voz misma del milagro, que me ordenó custodiar su sagrado remordimiento. Obedecí, y entonces me llegó el llanto. Penitente, que venís a testiguar el milagro. Helo aquí, pues.
Aún duele su recuerdo. Fue un humilde matrimonio que, mutilado de esperanza por no poder engendrar descendencia, se encomendó, desesperado, al milagro. Un milagro cuya luz parecía haberse apagado en los corazones de todos nosotros. Pues habiendo dejado de iluminarnos durante tanto tiempo, la creímos extinta.
El moribundo día declina ya su luz celeste, haciendo cerrar mis ojos. Abra el milagro sus negras puertas, que yo marcharé donde espera ese terrible sueño que nunca despierta.
I see now. So for every boss that we fight, that platform, the heavens get lower. And there's Radames.
Penitente, habéis conocido uno de los 3 remordimientos. La primera parte del testimonio del nacimiento os ha sido revelada, y la eminente figura esculpida del Padre ha descendido. Encontrad a los otros 2 guardianes. Penitente, habéis la primera...
Okay, she says the same thing. And there we have it, everybody. First boss down. And a pretty good one, honestly, at that. Oh, what is that whispering? Oh, the sister! So, if I hear whispering like that, which is very creepy, there's a sister nearby. Find them. Got it. So yeah, so far, really good showing from Blasphemous 2, and I'm really happy about that. So, there's not a lot of time left in the episode, so I want to go ahead and finish this off by finishing my point, right? So, at the end of the day, what I wanted to, like, really hit home is that there's a lot of stuff going on that's not good. Like, on top of, like, the fallen angel, like, mentality with, like, content creators nowadays, and I'm just gonna say right now, guys, like, that is a matter of, you know, you can't really control how people are. You can't really control what people are going to do, and the most important thing you can do is just, you know, support people for at least being people. But at the same time, like, don't be afraid to call people out when necessary, because, like, if you had a friend and they were doing something bad, you'd want to call them out, right? That's how it is. And hopefully, if I end up doing anything like that, heaven forbid, my friends, my family, and you guys would do the same for me. And to like round out the point that I was getting at, right? Is just a matter of understanding that, like, in adversity, like, when things are at their bleakest, when you're at your lowest point, is when you can find, is when you have the opportunity to muster up the most strength that you probably never even thought you had. Because, one of the main things about humans, right, is that at our lowest point, we find our greatest strength. And that's been something that's been, like, explored in media in general. I mean, look at Persona. Like, Persona 3 Reload just came out, and one thing that they like to emphasize is, under the greatest amount of stress, you can unlock your greatest potential. And along with everything else that's going on, like, as a guy working for the news, right, I've been seeing a lot of shit lately. Like, some dude, killed his own father. The whole thing with, like, the shooting at the Chiefs parade, and, like, this and that. Like, there's, like, a, reopening of a case lately regarding, like, a really, really horrid murder that happened years ago. There's been a lot going on that's just absolutely freaking depressing and, like, terrible, right? Here's the thing that you need to remember whenever you're faced with a situation like that. And I hold to this notion every time, right? Is that if you give up, if you do not keep fighting in the face of such adversity, then that's when the world wins. And if you ask me, don't let the world win. I remember a quote from Dragon Age Inquisition by Varric Tethris when he's talking to Solus. And this is something that I love remembering anytime, like, I feel the things I feel when it comes to just, like, things getting, like, depressive. And I just realized I never collected my soul. Is it all the way back at the boss room? I think it might be. I'll have to figure that out later. But as I was saying, right? I remember, like, that quote from Varric Tethris, that basically said, again, he was talking to Solus about, like, the fact that the dwarves basically gave up their kingdom, gave up, like, fighting, but, like, Varric is like, you know, you got it all wrong, like, Chuckles, this is fighting, and Solus is like, how does, like, sitting down and, like, you know, accepting one's fate constitute a fight? And Varric, very simply says, like, he recalls the story about the guy who was stranded on an island. Everything about him, like, basically was taken away, but he's like, Solus was like, oh, this guy gave up because he's on an island, he never sought out to find anything else, and he just basically gave up. And Varric, in his great wisdom, was basically like, you got it all wrong. He is fighting. He got up every morning, and he made a name, and he made a life for himself, even if it was alone. And that's the world. Everything you build up, the world will tear down. Everything you have, the world will take back. And it's gone forever. And when that happens, you have two options. The things that you can do from then on are to either lie down and die, or keep going. Keep going, guys. Find that strength in adversity. Find that grace in God, or the grace in your beliefs, or the grace even in yourself or in your friends. Find that grace, find that adversity, find that strength to keep going. Because even if you get torn down by the world, so long as you get back up and you keep moving forward, that's as close to beating the world as anyone gets. And something eventually has got to give. Don't let that thing be you. I'm the Green Scorpion. Thank you guys for joining me for episode 2 of Let's Play Blasphemous 2. Next time, we start our journey towards the next regret. And speaking of, don't live your life with regrets, people. Keep moving forward, no matter the cost. No matter the situation, no matter how bleak things get. You're still alive, you're still going, and you're still doing what you want to do. And that's the best thing you can do in the face of adversity. Peace out, everybody.